Hey everyone, Spooky Sprinkles here, and today I'm painting a tote bag. So I found a bulk amount of these canvas tote bags and I decided to give them a try just for something kind of fun to do. The bags are surprisingly thick and they hold up to paint pretty well. I'm going in first with my Posca marker just to kind of get a quick outline of what I want to do. I'm just kind of freehanding things here. I decided to draw one of my little floating Reaper characters. Usually he's wearing a party hat because some reason he thinks death is a party. But today I decided he's looking pretty regal, so you know what? He got a crown. Next, I'm going to come in with my Delta Cream Coat paints. This is the same brand of paint I have been using since I was 16 years old. I stand by it. So I'm going to go ahead and start with just painting in the skull and the eyes with some of this white paint. And one tip for painting canvas tote bags is to give yourself a little more extra water when it comes to your paint. The paint does go on pretty thick and rough, so it does make it easier to spread out the paint. Here I hadn't quite been diluting it enough, and you can see it's taking lots of dips back at the paint. If I had not mentioned it yet, these are acrylic paints. Acrylics are my go-to paints. And I haven't bought paints in quite a while, but I do try to stick to cheaper paints in general. Delta brand cream coat paints pretty much are usually pretty cheap, but I'm sure other brands like Apple Barrel or Folk Art would work just fine. So if you're wanting to take a crack at painting your own tote bags, use what you got, use what's available. So now I'm attempting anyways to water down some of my black paint so I can kind of go in with some subtle shading around the eyes and around the base of the skull. Although because I haven't painted with acrylics on canvas tote in a long time, I am struggling a little bit, but there's no such thing as errors with art, just happy accidents, as Bob Ross used to always say, and I do firmly believe that. And now that I'm happy with the shading on the skull, I've decided let's go in with the yellow and make that crown really pop. I'm not sure if I want to add too many more details to the crown yet here, but for now, a good yellow base is always a good start. And of course, that means we have to come in and try to hit the crown up with some shading as well. We're going to blend that downward and into the base of the crown here. And while I've been painting the crown, I have been debating what kind of color I want to use for the body. Usually I use black or a dark gray, but I'm thinking of using this dark blue. I think it would be really pretty on him. And I honestly love the potential for some nice pretty highlights with this blue. So here I'm just mixing a little bit of white with the blue that we have just to kind of make it a little lighter here and to give it that nice highlight and shine. And honestly, this is why this blue is one of my favorites, because look how pretty that is. Like honestly, pop off phthalo blue or phthalo. How do you pronounce that? I don't really know, but it's gorgeous. So here I'm kind of just blending it all out and filling in that center point, and I'm kind of realizing I think I want to fill the eyes in. My original floating Reaper character is like a grayish black and has black hollow eyes. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that once I'm done here with the body. But before we get to the eyes, I think this crown could use some big red ruby jewels. And you know what? Since we already have the red out, let's go ahead and give him some little cute red rosy cheeks because he's just super cute. Why not? So I'm aware I could use Posca markers here. They literally are sitting right next to me. However, they are running really low on paint, and I just think actual nice thick black paint would look so much better here. So we're going in old school style with a brush and some black paint. And you know what, even if I had Posca markers that had paint in them, I don't know if I would have used them just because I've never used them on canvas tote bags. I don't know how well they hold up. I don't know how they look. So if you're experienced in painting tote bags or doing fun projects with Posca markers and you've done that before, let me know. Let me know how that worked for you. I might have to try it out. I go back and forth sometimes between like lineless artwork and overly thick line work. I just kind of love a big thick line. It really just makes the whole piece pop. But sometimes I sit here and I paint everything and I get it ready, and then I'm too scared to line my own pieces because I'm just afraid I'm going to ruin it. Hasn't happened yet, but I'm always terrified of that. Does not matter how long I've been doing this. But anyway, look, we're finally painting in those eyeballs. This was also a hope I don't ruin this by painting them in black moment, but you know what? I think he's cute either way. White eyeballs, hollow black eyeballs. Either way, he is a cutie. As you can see here, my little paint tray is an absolute mess. I really don't like to wash my paints out of my tray. It's not laziness, but it's more of a, acrylics are plastic. So instead of dumping that down the drain or just dumping it out somewhere, I like to let them get dry. And then I have the fun of peeling them out, and I throw all my paint, like plasticky chip things, into a cup until it's full, and then I throw it away. If you haven't tried this, you totally should. There's like such a satisfaction of peeling big thick globs of dried paint out of a tray. Kind of comparable, I guess, to like popping a pimple, for those people. And I just feel like it's better for the environment to not dump plastic down the, waterways. But I digress. Another one of my favorite things to do when I paint reapers of any kind is to always draw this little chat bubble with a heart. Some reason I just think it takes away some of the scary to have him emoting a little heart at you. It just makes it cute. I actually had this reoccurring nightmare of Grim Reapers when I was a child every single night. They eventually stopped, but I think even as an adult, they still kind of scare me. So I think just making them cutesy and whimsical is just my fun way of kind of getting over the fear. So I just kind of adapted this cutie little style when it comes to Grim Reapers, and I kind of love it. So now I'm just going in with some white highlights, and I'm going to go in with my little Posca marker, my little itty bitty one. It's like, I think it's a 0.7, and just kind of throw in some dots and a little bit of lines just to kind of give it a little extra oomph. I sometimes think less is more, so I think this is pretty much it. I think I'm going to wrap this up and throw my little signature on the bag and call it a day. I think it's looking good. I don't want to do too much to it. I have a whole box of these tote bags, so I might paint a lot more. So if you have any suggestions of what you might want to see me paint, leave a comment below and I might just do it next video. But for now, this floaty little Reaper bag is all done, and he is a cutie patootie. What do we think, guys? Do you love him? I do. I think it's perfect. It's cute. This is the perfect little book bag, a little shopping bag, and I think I'm going to pop it in my store. If you liked this video, hit me with a like and a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.